Now the moment we've been waiting for, 40 minutes on the clock for the last heat this year at Jeffreys Bay here at the Corona Open. Stop 6 of the World Surf League Championship Tour. World number 1, Lakey Peterson, taking on Stephanie Gilmore in another classic. They had a final together back at Rio de Janeiro. Gilmore got the big win, and now they get to do battle here at Jeffreys Bay. Steph Gilmore now signing up with Jake Patterson, a 2-time J-Bay champ. So their support crews are deadly. Deep bottom turn, starting off the finals, Lakey Peterson. Wanted to control the first wave, wrap out of the way, beautiful down carve. She's hoping for a double up here as the wave goes off speed, just coiling up. Nice tempo, powering through with that front side arc. Gilmore getting started on a bigger wall out the back, highlining.
It's where once it gets down through that impossible section, that's where the big turns come from, the big scores come from. Lakey's wave too, a little bit off speed, so a lot of cutbacks involved, but that turn there just showed a bit more power. And again, these little check turns, it's not really what you're looking for at Jeffreys Bay, but then it answers back for her and allows her a couple of more maneuvers. So Lakey looking for the tube through the inside, didn't quite find it. But yeah, Steph's wave double the size, but didn't cooperate, so Lakey's going to come out on top.
The Dolphins always make that section. They'll be running all the way down to the point where surfing started here at J-Bay back in the 60s, starting off with Gilmore's last win.
Now you've got to wonder whether the Dolphins come into play here for Steph. I mean, she hasn't done this a lot of the time, and you know, you're flying down the line, you can see the Dolphins under you, so is it taking a bit of shine off her surfing? A little swooping turn here, waiting for this wave to stand up. So far, not much happening on this wave. Again, cuts back, and then because of that cutback, it put her behind the section now.
Well, basically, this is probably the best part. This is just the perfect barrel section along the inside, and it's actually a different look at it because right now we're going to get a look at Stephanie Gilmore. Racks one off the top. Beautiful snap right there. Off the bottom, snap. Oh, goes for the float. Does it. Nice. Brings it home. Sweeps another cut back into the section. We'll see what she gets done on the inside as she sets up the corner. This thing's going to jack up for her. Slams it into the corner. Beautiful off the top. Now she's right over the rock. She hits it again. What's she going to do with the inside as this thing sucks out over the inside bricks there? So beautiful surfing from Steph, and well, that's what you're going to see all afternoon from these ladies as this tide pushes in. I can't wait to see the rest of it.
Man, Wads, we're lucky we found you down there on that inside corner. Gilmore heading that direction in such a beautiful way. Let's see what happened out the back here, Potts.
Yeah, well, just as we thought, Lakey Peterson got the advantage on the opening roll of the dice, but Steph Gilmore cranking it up now. Look at this dangerous floater here. She came unstuck in the last heat with a big float, but not this time. Now she waits for this wave to come through that inside and get that little bonus section through on the bricks here. Nice tight snap, so Steph looking sharp through this inside bowl, Joe. That's better from Steph Gilmore. Just really confidence going into her turns and nailing, coming out with speed and power. And I think, you know, already she's got rid of that wipeout. She's got rid of that mistake at the beginning of the heat, and she's back on track.
The best barrel technique we've seen on the right at the surf ranch. Here comes Lakey. Nice timing on that forehand snap. Beautiful offshore conditions, grooming the wall here at J-Bay. Down carve for Peterson, the California winding up. Nice blast off the lip. Bowley inside corner, she'll lose a finish. Gilmore's previous 7.67. So Lakey needed a 5.34 on that one to get the lead back. And after a series of lay days, Lakey and Steph fired up to compete here. What happened on this one?
Well, unbelievable wave. I mean, it's got a lot of vertical face through the entire wave, so traditionally it'd be harder to do those big snaps, those big swoops. It slows up. Now she goes to town on it. Looking so solid on her feet. That board is a gem. She's got to put that thing away. And then right at the end there, she's kind of in two minds. Like she was kind of maybe thinking maybe a barrel, maybe a closeout snap, and she got stuck in between and nothing happened. So unfortunate there for the finish on Lakey's wave.
It'll be Steph's turn once it gets down here to supers. Gilmore looking to ditch that 3 she started with. Gunning down the line. High line approach, now down to the bottom. Winds up for that first down carve. Beautiful frontside carve on the second maneuver. Trims it under the lip, 3 big turns. Winding up for the full wrap. Nice pace. Hoping that it gets nice and hollow. It does, but it's a big closeout section through impossibles.
Yeah, well, that was a good move to hit the eject button right there. you know, you don't want to hurt yourself, not halfway through the final.
Back to Gilmore's last.
Yeah, Steph needing a 3.83, Joe. Look at the speed she's carrying. I love this. Gets nice and low off the bottom. Timing it. Wait for it now. Beautiful carve. Look at the style that Steph has. I think there's no one on tour that can match that. You know, Lakey can match her power, can match her speed, but it's very hard to match that style. And when Steph's firing on all cylinders, that's why she's got 6 world titles. Just clean, beautiful surfing. Waiting for the barrel and decides to kick out of that. So big swooping turns. I mean, just it's like a bird flying. I mean, there's very little resistance. It just, the flow, transition between the maneuvers, everything was just right on that wave. Just the inside section just didn't cooperate for her. Let's have a look at as it stands up there and rattles down the line. Steph Gilmore kicks out, but look, this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. Just opening up that wingspan and just gliding through maneuvers straight into the next one. You always talk about the whole wave is one complete maneuver from turn to turn. There's no mucking around. So 3.33 for Steph Gilmore's first wave. Long gone, Joe.
And Lakey now in a great position to answer. In her 4th heat here on finals day, sets that rail. There's that clean arc. So faded again just with the tempo of this wall, and she's over it. She's got to get out of there. 2 turns, didn't double up on the inside.
Lakey Peterson, on the other hand, more aggressive with her surfing. Maybe a little bit more stop-start, but just as radical as anyone on tour. Maybe a bit more powerful than Steph, but that wave not cooperating.
So that's that extra energy behind Gilmore as she leads this final. Lakey will take a look here. A little bobble on the bottom turn. Looks like she's going to hang in there. Coming off the wrapping cutback. Nice and easy as she fades it. And another wave
smart.
that's just going to stop short.
Smart move. I was expecting her to kick out right after that first turn.
Thinking about the title race pots, these 2 surfers already 2 wins apiece, and the schedule coming because it definitely feels like it'll be these 2 surfers battling till the end. Before we get there, we'll look at this wave one more time from Lakey.
Yeah, a little bit of bump and lump on the face, and then right there just didn't get, you know, she leaned over instead of driving that rail into the water. Unfortunate for Lakey, didn't quite work out. So, you know, I don't think that wave really had too much scoring potential on it anyway. Didn't, you know, kind of flat on the open face. Lakey wants those ones that stand up a bit more and they just absolutely rattle off down the line and just allow us some big swooping maneuvers.
Great perch down here on the beach for perspective to check out what's happening. As you can see, it is absolutely going bananas, and they're finishing up these waves right on the reef on the inside. We'll see what happens as this thing winds into the corner.
Thank you, Strider. Gilmore still in motion. Beautiful flow out the back. Nice timing on the snap, drawing that little down carve setup move to jam that carve off the top again. Well overhead section starting to pull up. Wants to get shacked. Lip just lands right on Steph's head and takes her out. She loves sitting in the barrel everywhere around the world. Potts mentioned that, her ability to get absolutely shacked to the surf ranch and snapper rocks through Greenmount, especially in point breaks. You can just see it coming, and kind of has a throwback, almost old school style. I mean, it's hard to look that good in such a critical part of the wave, Potts.
Yeah, well, it's not when your name's Stephanie Gilmore, but, you know, I think it's a good wave. 6.5 is her second highest score, so that's what her sort of goal is to better that second highest scoring ride every time she takes off, and she's definitely on her way. I mean, looking smooth, looking confident. You can tell it's just a confident Steph Gilmore that's attacking these waves. But the thing I don't like is how much speed she wiped off coming through this inside bowl. You can see her hopping. Now she slows down. You want to drive through those sections with pace. And what that's going to do is if that wave does end up touching you, you've got enough momentum to break through it. So Steph will go back to the drawing board. She's been hunting for the barrel all day. I've got a funny feeling within the next 15 minutes we're going to see Steph get absolutely barreled through that inside bowl. But I'm liking the intent. You can see how she comes down slow, it's a bit of a hop, and then slows herself down a little bit too much, because as it sort of hits her, it just literally knocked her straight off the board. So you've got to go through that section, driving through that section with a lot of speed.
Gilmore doesn't look like she wants this opportunity. Here comes Peterson. Needs an 8.41 for the lead. Looking solid out of the gates. Big windup. Attack cracking the lip on that first snap. Catching up to the open face. Nice patience in her timing, and her windup was just a kick out. Not liking what she saw down the line. Set out the back. Gilmore with priority, looking to better a 6.57. Driving down the line, beautiful arcs, showing off that flow. Layback gouge. That's going to put her behind. So kind of flowing to start and then laying down that layback hack. Trying to improve on a 6.57 there.
And that was a mistake for Steph Gilmore. You know, maybe that wave looked better than it actually was. Sometimes J-Bay can do that to you. You know, you look down the line, everything looks beautiful, everything looks good, but then all of a sudden it hits the reef a little different to everything else you've had. You feel like you're playing catch up. You can't really hook into your maneuvers, and when you do, it runs away from you. So that's just the nature of Jeffreys Bay, and that's where it comes down to experience prevails here more times than not. Show on the open face, you then can control the pace of the wave.
Let's see how Lakey reacts to this one. Needs an 8.41. Aggressive start. Throwing some water on that top turn. Lip to the face is going to keep her behind. You can see the urgency in a final, knowing 10,000 points are on the line, and the Jeep Leaders jersey. Capped in the 5 range, where she's been all over the highest scores of this event. Couple of big 9s, high 8s. Perfect rhythm through outer heats previously on finals day. What happened on this one?
Well, this is one of those little down the line runners. You know, beautiful opening maneuver. I thought if she had drove through that tube ride and kind of pretended she was a snapper or Kira, she might have come out at the end of that, but it's easier sitting here saying it than being out there.
Waves on the way, 3:50 to go. Peterson sitting wide will get this opportunity. An 8.41 gives her the lead. Beautiful deep bottom turn. Nice clean top turn. Patiently waiting to get out in front. Little redirect out in front on the open face. Looking for a hollow section to work with. Lakey missing that first section to pull in, and she'll end up out of there. You could just see her thinking. It was just a section that she could pull into and get a beautiful tube ride, and last second decide to go around it. And she'll still be chasing an 8.41. We will close this one out. It's going to be a special victory for the 6-time world champ as we make it official with the horn. Stephanie Gilmore is the 2018 Corona Open J-Bay champion and back to #1 in the world.
Wow. You know what, Joe? I've got a funny feeling that jersey's going to change hands a few more times before the end of this year, but Steph Gilmore, what a champion. There's that smile that we love from her. And Lakey Peterson knows there's one that got away right there, Joe, because she was surfing insane all day. I thought she was going to be the one to beat from the get-go this morning. Steph looked shaky, but then got it together, and that's a sign of a true champion, to be able to reel that in, not let it fluster you, and come out with a win at the end of the day.
She had so much left to show here at J-Bay, and I'm still feeling like she's still waiting to get barreled on the inside. She probably has multiple titles at J-Bay in her career.
Yep.
Back to #1 in the world, her 29th victory, which she's pushing her own record as the most successful surfer with event wins. Now she gets to enjoy the ride, celebrating with that traditional soul arching highlight.